We finally made it to Destined Rivals launch week, and as you guys can tell, I'm a little bit excited because personally, this is the set that I am the most excited about for this era. And we have the set releasing Friday, May 30th, and in this video, we're going to talk about the products, the prices, the retailers, best strategies, best way to get your hand on product, and my approach for all of that as well. And let's just jump straight into it, starting off with the Pokemon Center. So we do not know for certain if the Pokemon Center will be dropping product this week because the Pokemon Center has been a little bit sporadic when it comes to when they drop and what they drop. Now, nothing is a guarantee, but we would assume that we would get more Destined Rivals this week. They've been changing up the time and dates that they release. We used to know, not that many sets ago, it was a lot easier to predict, right? And then they started changing the time and then they started changing the days. But what we do know for a fact is that they have been upping the security system. They've been running some tests lately and it triggered people were thinking that they were going to have some drops. And those ended up not happening like the last 2 weeks. So that does bode very well for these products coming back, possibly PC ETBs, possibly all of the products in general. So you're going to need to stay tuned for when this drops because we honestly don't know. And there is a chance that it doesn't happen, right? But Pokemon Center is not the only way to get your hands on this product, but it is one of the better ways. In recent drops, I've had good success. Like for Destined Rivals, I have already secured it's only one, but I'm very grateful that I was able to secure one Pokemon Center ETB at MSRP. And also the reality, just so you guys know, I'm in the same position as all of you, right? I do not have distribution access. I am out here in the trenches. I am fighting online and I'm going to be going to stores, not literally fighting, but working hard and fighting to get this product at MSRP. And so I am with you guys. I'm going out and we'll talk about that in a second about my other plans, but I'm in the trenches with you guys, right? So I'm not buying this on the secondary market at these absurd prices. I am pretty much MSRP or bust for this set right now. So Pokemon Center is going to be one of those ones. Hopefully with the new security, it's going to cut down on bots. And we can only hope. A lot of the product, like this Destined Rivals and some of the other drops that they've had been available for hours at a time, 5+ hours in the most recent drop. Now, not everyone has been able to hit on that, but a very, very important note when it comes to Pokemon Center specifically. Do not use any autofill features for when you check out or anything. Do not use autofill because that is something that bots use and you can get flagged as a bot. When you're in the queue, do not refresh. Also, lately when they ran their latest test for security, incognito mode tended to get you through that. Just letting you know those are a few tips and tricks. So Pokemon Center, we don't know for sure. But I would be willing to bet that we get that this week, hopefully on release day, maybe before. We do not know for sure. So you have to really have your ear, out there. And we'll talk about the best way to be notified for all of that in a minute as well. Then there is the secondary market. Just worth noting kind of where current prices are at, right? Currently, the booster boxes are around $262 on TCG Player, and they've held this price for a while. I would expect that this will drop at least a little bit upon release if you're not able to hit anywhere else and you have to have the product right away. But this is something right now, not everyone can sell on TCG Player. So that's why a lot of the time on Friday, day of release, other sellers can list and we'll see the product go down in value because more sellers will come. Now, once again, I don't know how much it's going to drop, but it should drop at least a little. We are already seeing it drop on the eBay side a tiny bit. This currently, Football Pete, who's a very known, very big reseller, $244 is currently what we're seeing booster boxes at. And this is about the cheapest price on eBay. We did recently see a price that Forge and Fire Gaming did have booster boxes at 210, 209, but that sold out very quickly and that's already gone. So 244 is currently the lowest. So it'll be interesting to see if TCG Player drops to this price or if market drops a little bit more. Keep in mind that Journey Together is at 200, and in my opinion this is a vastly superior set, and I do think that there's going to be a lot of hype around this set, so I don't know how much further it's going to drop, so just keep that in mind as far as the secondary market goes. Now we have more than booster boxes, obviously. We have elite trainer boxes, and this has kind of been the going rate for TCG Player and eBay as well. Around 120-ish is kind of what we've seen for regular elite trainer boxes. Now, this is another product. By the way, these boxes look great. When you see pictures of people having them, I can't wait to see it in person. This is another thing. It's going to be a very nice display piece. I think they really nailed the look. It's got like the regular ETB has like a carbon fiber look. It can be kind of hard to tell from this photo maybe, but it's got like a carbon fiber on the black, and it looks great. So these ETBs, obviously people are going to want to rip them, but if you're going to keep one sealed for your display or something like that, they are a very nice display piece. I really, really like the look of the ETBs. And then obviously we have the Pokemon Center ETB. Just real quickly, we'll touch on this because it is important. People are buying these on TCG Player at these prices. You can see most recent sale was $400. Do not pay these prices, okay? Hopefully, we should see Pokemon Center drop more of these. But if they do not, don't buy them from TCG Player because, like I said, only brick and mortar stores can list here, and there's only like one listing right now at 400. But somebody just bought one just yesterday, and then the day before. They were paying a lot for them. These are available on eBay right now, and we'll talk about that in a second at a much better price, around 200. Now, I personally would be trying to get them at MSRP this week. I would still be optimistic that they will drop at MSRP, which is like $60 you can get these for. So if you miss out, then go to the secondary market. But currently, TCG Player is not the place to get these. Okay, so keep in mind that these prices are really inflated. So hopefully that's helpful if you're newer. I'm trying to provide in this video some more information, and some of you guys might think it basic if you've been in the hobby for a while, but we do have new people coming in all the time. So I do think that is very important. Okay, so a little bit of basic information, but very important. Now, before we move any further, this PokeNotify is not sponsoring this video, but genuinely, and I know some of you guys may not believe me or may believe me, whatever the case, the truth is I use PokeNotify. I like getting the notifications sent straight to my phone. There are other ways that you can get notifications, but I use PokeNotify, and that's how I've been able to hit on all of the drops that I've hit on, and it just works. So I do like PokeNotify, and I would only promote it if it was a service that I used. So that's why I do like PokeNotify. If you don't know what it is, it's a notification service, a Discord server, essentially, where you get pings sent straight to your phone from all the major retailers, which we'll talk more about in a second, for online. They have everything set up already in there, and they have like a whole YouTube tutorial. You can watch a video, get it all set up, get it all dialed in. And this is the perfect week to try it out. If you haven't, they do have a free 3-day trial, so you can try it out, and if you don't like it, you can always cancel. So yeah, PokeNotify is just what I use. Okay, so link in the description. There's a link down below. I'll also pin it in the comments with a discount code. So make sure you use that if you want to try it out. They also have thousands of reviews, so you don't have to take my word for it. And they have a whole success channel. So if you want to use PokeNotify, that's what I use. Okay, there's other ways for you to get notifications of restocks and everything. PokeNotify has been the one that's worked for me, and I've just been using them for a while. So they're not paying me to say that. That is just what I use. So they're not sponsoring this video, but I did think it's worth noting this week, because the reality of this week is it is going to be hard to get product. Okay, you keep in mind, like, I know I'm being optimistic, but you are fighting against bots. You are fighting against scalpers. You're fighting against millions of people trying to get the product this week. So I think I like having the upper hand of being able to be notified instantly. If I'm not home, I can get it on the go on my phone. If I'm home, I can have Discord on my computer and I pop it up and I can be on my desktop. So that's why I like it. Okay, so I can get notified right away. The fastest notification. So, anyways, that's the spiel. You don't have to use it. If you want to try it, try it. But this is back to Destined Rivals. Now, this is the PC ETBs. This is what they've been selling for on eBay. So you guys obviously could see much better pricing here, right? So just keep in mind, these are the last solds on eBay. 205, 210, 205, and 200 down here. Okay, so that's why TCG Player, most of the time, very helpful. Most of the time, charts are great, great data, but not all the time. So this is an example, and it happens every set release. Really, really inflated prices on TCG Player that people pay. And yes, those are real sales. Maybe not all of them, but some of them are real sales. Okay, maybe some of them are fake. Some of them are real. Okay, people are buying them. Okay, so just keep in mind, people will resell these on eBay. Keep in mind when you buy anything on eBay, you're going to want to buy from a reputable seller, reputable with good feedback, positive feedback, and preferably high sales numbers. So that's the PC ETB side. Now, when we get to retailers, obviously there is, for me, there is a twofold system when it comes to retailers. For example, we should be seeing Target restock these online this week. Like, here's an example. Coming May 30th, pre-orders have sold out. Check back on release date. We should be seeing product come back to Target online at release date. Okay, I don't know what time they're going to stock it online. Now, the twofold part is, for me, my local Target actually usually gets their TCG restock the day before. So it would be Thursday for me. So I'll actually, most likely, and it's not a guarantee, but usually I'll have a chance to get Destined Rivals a day early. And my local Target's been pretty good about limiting it of one per person. So I get to go to my Target on Thursday in person and try to secure most likely an ETB. Maybe depends on what they have, right? So secure an ETB, and they usually limit it to one per person. So you have to bring a second person if you want to have a chance to get more than one product. It depends. Not every Target and every place is limiting it to one per. But I do think that that is a great strategy as far as, them limiting it so people can't come and just buy like everything, right? Or 5 per or whatever. So I do think that that is a genuinely a good thing. And in theory, even if you're back of the line, you should get something if your Target or whatever retailer is limiting it to one per person. Now, so that's my target, right? So my week is online. I'm going to, whenever possible, be glued to my, be glued to my phone and be glued to my computer. And not everyone has the opportunity to do that. I understand. So that's also kind of why like the notifications, like pinging directly to your phone is helpful. So it's not just like you understand why I'm suggesting that. And like I said, try some other service if you want. Like I'm not saying it only has to be Poke Notify. That's just what I use. And I like the Discord setup of the pings. So, that's just the truth, right? So even if you're working, you're out and about, you get the ping. If you can make time, depending on your job, because obviously, people have to work, people have to live their lives. You can hopefully be able to score something. And then there's Best Buy as well, similar thing. So Best Buy drops have been very, very not that good for online. Okay, full acknowledgement. I haven't had any success with Best Buy, but they are doing their drops thing. It's on the app. It does drop on release date. They have a queue. You get in the queue. Most likely it's gone by the time you get in there, but it is another option. They do have in person. You get the SKU number right here. You can go in, and people have had luck with some other stuff, ordering the SKU directly from like customer service. So Best Buy, not one that I'm going to be looking to go to on release date in person, but I will try on release date online to get this like this. And like I said, I have never hit Best Buy before, but people have. It's not like I haven't heard of people in my own Discord server or in the comments of the videos ever hitting. So it does happen, and it's just rare. It's not very good. Their queue system's not good currently. So, but that's the reality is you have to put enough lines out there, like a fishing analogy, put enough lines out there to catch some stuff. And if you don't want to put in the work and it seems like too much of a hassle, that's totally fine. Totally understandable, right? You don't have to, you shouldn't really have to work this hard to get product at an affordable price, but it's the reality of where we're at. Okay. So, yeah, if you don't want to, I don't blame you, but this is my approach. I'm putting as many hooks out there as possible. There's also Walmart. My goodness. There's also Walmart. And Walmart has, online, same thing. I'm looking online and, in person. Same restock day for me. It's a Thursday. So I'm going to go in person and I'm going to be glued to the computer online, whenever possible, or my phone. So same approach. For me, this is a physical and online strategy. Now, there's also GameStop. GameStop is a big one. People don't really like GameStop too much right now. However, they are doing a few things that are good, as far as release date. They are releasing only in store. This is not an online option, but they are limiting it to one SKU per customer. So, and you can, usually they will post a thing outside depending on the GameStop saying how much of each product they're getting, or you can call ahead. They should be able to let you know. So that way when you go, if your GameStop's not too far away, you can see how many people are in line, and you should be able to calculate, since it's one of each SKU per person, you should be able to know if you're going to get product getting in that line. Now, people, depending on your area, they might be lining up really early. That is unfortunate. Okay. I don't even have a GameStop. The first GameStop is like over an hour away. My local GameStop just shut down right before Prismatic release, and they were just gone overnight with like no warning. So I don't have a GameStop, so I can't do this route. Personally, what I'm doing is my local game store, my little tiny local card store. They actually open later in the day. So I'm going to go wait out for a few hours out front, depending on their pricing, right? So not every local game store is going to sell at MSRP. Mine doesn't usually do MSRP, but they don't do market, right? They kind of split the middle, and they do a little bit in the middle. So depending on pricing, I'm going to reach out to them, see kind of what their pricing is going to look like. And then I'll wait at my local game store to get something, which did do a limit of one of each SKU per person. So that did work out well the last time I went. For that, I skipped Journey. So it was actually Prismatic. And that actually worked out well. So I replaced GameStop with my local game store. You can add that in to your approach here, your strategy, if you will. So that's kind of what we're looking at, as far as like your best chances are. You got to put a lot of lines out there, and you have to hope for the best and work hard. And that none of this is a guarantee, but hopefully between all of these avenues that you guys should be able to score some product at MSRP. I wish you guys the best of luck. And to end off the video, I just wanted to touch on a few cards, sales wise, just so you can kind of know like roughly what to expect. Now, obviously the set's not even fully out. We've seen pre-release happen, but this is what we're looking at as far as prices go. Some of the big chase cards, the Mewtwo. Now this seems like a high sale because the prices have come down, but 525, 600 crossed out, 465, 600, 650, 650, 500. So between 5 and 600, I would say maybe 550's current market for Team Rocket's Mewtwo. Now this should come down as far as once the set releases, once more people actually get their hands on packs and open them. And I don't know how many people are going to be not opening packs just because of the price. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but obviously there's always people who open no matter what. So we should see an influx of singles, and it'll be interesting to see where like the chase cards end up value-wise, but just something to keep an eye on. People are going to be chasing these cards wanting to hit this Mewtwo at a $500 card. So that's currently what we're seeing. And then you have Team Rocket's Moltres, which has been all over the place as far as prices for English copies. You have a $500 copy, but this is a seller with 0% feedback. So we're going to ignore this one. This seems a little bit more appropriate. So ignore that. 210, 170, 200, 240, 150, 190. So that's kind of what we're looking at as far as Team Rocket's Moltres. A lot more affordable for a very stunning, very nice SIR. So this is one that I have my eye on for if this continues to drop in price. And then the last one, just to touch on, another chase card from the set. For English copies, Ethan's Ho-Oh, 250, 230, a Japanese copy at 120. And looks like these are mostly Japanese. And then another one, 220 down here. So pretty much between 250 and 220 is kind of what we're looking at as far as that goes. So that's kind of what you can expect out the gate. In theory, these should drop. So I don't know how beneficial or how helpful this was. But that is just genuinely my approach. So hopefully it helps you guys. Like I said, I'm whenever possible glued to my phone, glued to my computer throughout the week, ready to hit any of these drops or restocks. We also are expecting that possibly we should see, and I don't know if it would happen this week in addition or possibly at the same time. We don't know. But we were expecting prismatic super premium collections to drop on the Pokemon Center before. And then the security thing happened with all the security checks and nothing happened. So in theory, we could see multiple drops from Pokemon Center this week. We could see none. We really don't know. And that's kind of like the unfortunate thing of like why I once again, I'm not trying not to push it too hard, but essentially the notifications do help. They're very helpful. It's just the reality of where we're at. And like I said, there are other alternatives. Okay, you don't have to use it. That's what I use. If you want to use it, links are in the description. And I have had success with it. And so yeah, just full transparency on that. Like I'm trying to be as helpful as possible, and that's it at the end of the day. Okay, so you don't have to use it if you don't want to. But I genuinely use it, and that's what I've had success with hitting. Especially like they get the links early as far as Pokemon Center goes, so you have the exact link, so you get exactly to the product page. Because sometimes Pokemon Center has a drop that happens, and you get through the queue, and you don't know where to go, and they don't always have the product listed. So having the actual link, and there's a lot of people who don't know. They don't know. So that's my 2 cents, and that's just the truth. So if it seems a little salesman-y, pitchy, it's not really the intent. I'm just telling you what I do, right? And also my strategy. And my strategy is nothing anything crazy, right? For the week, I'm just gonna try and be physical locations and online. I'm gonna try and be all over the place, right? Thankfully, I do live fairly close to a Walmart and Target, so it's not a big deal for me to drive and go check those when they restock, right? So as far as that goes, it's very practical for me to check. Also, my local game store is very close as well. So luckily, between those three things, driving around, it's not a big deal. I don't have to drive very far. So I am willing to wait in line, and I do have a flexible schedule. So I am very blessed in that aspect because I can do that. Not everyone, I do work from home, so I can push my work till later, and I can go wait in line at a release. Not everyone can do that, obviously, but so hopefully the online stuff works for you guys. I hope you guys have a great, successful week. Thank you so much for watching. That's all we have for this one. It's just an exciting week for Destined Rivals. It's coming out. I'm very excited. But thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And remember, it was never phase.